Hey guys, welcome back to Creators of the Lost Art. My name is Ron, and today I have a problem. You see, I have all of these hens now, and I'm out of space for them to stay. The hotel is booked. So we gotta find a way to fix that, Unwreck It Ron style. Mandy wanted a bigger chicken coop, so I got her a bigger chicken coop. This is some lumber that we got from my brother-in-law from a porch that he tore down. Some 2x6s and some 5/4 boards. And we're gonna be building a bigger chicken coop out of this. The 2x6s were so excited to be reused, they jumped up on the sawhorses. And all that excitement quickly disappeared when they realized that they were due for surgery. This coop was planned to be 12 feet long, and most of these topped out around 8 feet. So I had to get out my board stretcher and create a 12-foot board by adding a little scab piece between a long one and a short one. To conserve lumber, I cut these 2x6s in half, which made them into two at 2 3/4 inch for the studs. A normal studs are 3.5 inches, but if you don't tell the chickens, they'll never know. I took their tape measure away the last time they complained. As a southerner, I never imagined that I'd be shoveling snow. And I still haven't. This is ice that I'm having to scrape away in order to put my concrete pads down to start my form boards for the bottom of the chicken coop. It is 12 foot long and 7 feet wide. So I put my floor joist at 24 inches center. I chose 7 feet wide because most of the boards that I was given were around 8 feet, and I wanted to be able to cut off the split or gnarly ends of them for a good solid place to screw to. The floor joist at 48 inches had to be cut a little shorter in order to accommodate the scab piece that I added to make the 12-foot side. So I used a toenail. No, not the same one that I hide in the couch for Mandy to find. I used a toenail method to attach it to the side runner. I have to admit, it was pretty difficult carrying these half-inch sheets of plywood, minus the arm and the leg that it cost me to purchase them. But Toodles came by and helped me square it up, and we screwed it down with 1.5-inch screws. 3 sheets is what it took, and I had a little overhang that I had to take care of. So I pulled a chalk line from one corner to the other to create a straight edge that I could use my circular saw to cut off.
Toodles is not the most reliable help, but he did keep stopping by and helped me frame up this 7.5 foot tall wall out of those 2 3/4 inch studs that we cut earlier.
The back wall is 6 foot tall, which gives it a nice slope from front to back with a lean-to style roof. The rafters are also on 2 foot center, which made spacing them easy because I just lined them up over the studs and screwed them in.
The same as any castle should, this one's going to have a very special door, so I had to frame in for that. And I don't do fancy math, so I just held them up in place, marked them for the angle, took them in the shop, and cut them on the miter saw. I'm pretty sure none of this would pass inspection, but we had the last chicken inspector with dumplings last weekend. This end and the front are both getting windows to allow sunlight and ventilation, so I had to frame this a little bit different. I borrowed the door off my neighbor's camper. He won't need it until summertime anyway. I snagged the windows too. I did replace them with clear trash bags so he could still use it if he wanted to. Camper doors and windows have rounded corners, so I used a jigsaw to cut out the shape around them. I read somewhere that chickens on vacation lay more eggs, so these windows should up production. I divided the coop by adding this wall. One side will be for chicken roosting, the other side will be for food storage and the chick brooder. This felt will help keep the roof from sweating when the chickens are in there breathing out all that hot air. This felt is the same stuff that our ancestors used to keep the draft out of their cave. Wait, that was pelt, moron. Unfortunately, I only had enough to do part of the north and the west side, which is the predominant wind direction in the wintertime. And speaking of wintertime, a random, strange Eskimo came by and inspected my work. I started adding those 5/4 boards, alternating 8 foot and 4 foot sections from left to right. I didn't have enough of the 5/4 boards to do the back, so I added these sheets of plywood that I'd torn off of a large pallet. And it was at this point that the girls decided that they were moving into the chicken coop. The door side got covered in high quality reclaimed pallet lumber strategically arranged by Miss Mandy. Of course, royal chickens need a royal roost. So I created this one out of a 2x2 that fit down in 2 notches cut out on some 2x4s. I had a good amount of this flake board from another large pallet, so I used it to start the nest boxes.
Yeah, a simple tip for squaring up the inside of something. I'm building these nest boxes. I know that the outside, from the inside of the board is 23.5 to the inside at the top where I've got it on my mark. But when I get my tape measure in here, it gets all bendy and I can't get an accurate measurement. So a way to combat that, requiring very little math, is I'm going to take my tape measure from the known good side, the known square side. I'm going to make a mark at 10 inches, because 10 is easy to add to. Then I'm going to turn my tape measure around against this board. I know that I'm looking for 13.5, because 13.5 and 10 is 23.5. Oops, too much. Move him over there to 13.5. And now I know that this is square with this. Clamp it down, put some brad nails in it.
Special visitor alert. Franklin came out to check on the baby chicks. I set the top box to the side, got to work on the bottom. The bottom boxes are a bit larger for the bigger hens to be more comfortable. I clamped all the dividers together so that I could cut this angle and they would all match. I connected the top and the bottom with a scrap piece of 2x2 and screws in case I wanted to take it apart and change it.
So I need hinges for my door. This is the door for the bottom egg access. This is the door for the top egg access. And I don't have any hinges laying around, not that are big enough. But what I do have is this old leather belt. Doesn't fit anymore. I'm gonna cut it up. I have no idea why it doesn't fit anymore. But I'm gonna cut it up and I'm gonna use it as hinges and put a little door handle so that we can raise it up. So that's next.
Ladies, your rooms are ready. I knocked out a quick door out of some scrap 2x4s and some OSB triangles in the corners for support, and took it and test fitted and covered it with chicken wire. A few 3-inch lag bolts make great pins for the door to pivot on. I apologize for the low quality of this shot, but I intentionally embed one in every video, so go see if you can find them all. My bearded brother-in-law stopped by to help me put the roof on. It's galvanized metal that I had to pay for because I couldn't source any for free. And it's strong enough to hold a 180-pound turkey.
Rabbits are outside, Toodles is outside, chickens, Wilbur's over there eyeballing me. And the chicken castle is almost finished. And it's turning out great. But anyways, I do want to add some trim on these corners, soffit on here and a front trim up here, help with keep the wind out from going underneath my metal. Metal turned out fine. Little chicken door that they've already started using. Got a screen door for the summertime. Let some ventilation in. There's some food storage in here. In the future, there will be I'll build some brooders right here where we can have the baby chicks out here and not in my shop. And ta-da! They've already found their nest box. They haven't laid any in the bottom, but I didn't expect that they really would. Door into the coop. They have been staying in here. As you can see, I haven't cleaned it out yet. This is just some scrap wall material stuff that I picked up from work, one of the job sites. I built the roost bars to where they're interlocking and removable, so I can take them both out and clean up, sweep up, or whatever. They're not getting in the way. And here we go. It's closed off with chicken wire to the front. Window looking out, so they always have a view. And that's it. If you guys enjoyed it, see how fast Miss Mandy fills it to capacity, and then ask me to build another one even bigger. Hopefully not anytime soon, but she keeps that incubator running 24/7. So thanks for watching, guys.